And this one, let me see. I guess it could go this way. It's so funny that I'm just so used to this. I'm like not even thinking about it. Hello, hello. So, for anybody that's new here, I am a surrogate and I am starting my hormone shots to get pregnant with somebody's baby. So, tonight, I start my estradiol. I don't know if you guys can see that or if it's like blurry. It's probably blurry. There you go. Like estradiol. I start these shots tonight. Tonight I have to do 0.05 milliliters of this. And then Monday I'll move up to 0.1. And then after Wednesday, I'll know how much more I have to take. But I do this every 3 days. So, of course, this is for educational purposes only. Hi, Marie. So, this medication the way I prep it is, this is a thick liquid. I don't know if you guys can tell. Or a thick oil. So what I do is, y'all may think I'm crazy, but I take this thick oil that I'm gonna have to put in the syringe, and oh hi, so I actually need to heat this up. Now I could sit here and rub it in between my hands and try to get it to warm up, but that takes a lot of effort and anybody got time for that. So think I'm crazy or not, I usually take this and I place this under my breast. Of course it gets sanitized and things like that, so don't go there. But I will be doing 0.5 milliliters of that. I have sterile syringes that I am provided through the fertility clinic. And I'll show you how I do these. And these are the different needles, so I'll explain these. So this is the needle that I will use to draw up the medication. I don't know if you can tell how thick it is. It's pretty thick. And then this is the needle that I will use to have it injected. And then, of course, prior to injecting this, of course, I will sterilize it with alcohol swabs. So I will clean off, I will clean off the top of this as well as the location area of where I'm going to do the shot. The location area of where the shot will be right here in my upper outside quadrant of my butt cheek. It is an intramuscular shot, and I'm sorry, I am not accepting that. It is an intramuscular shot. I know how to give myself the shot, but I won't be giving myself the shot. My husband's actually going to do it for me. I also do have a Sharps container to dispose of the medication, and I use like a hot water bottle or like a heating pack of some sort to heat up that area, so where I give myself the shot it is more tender, or so it's not as tender, excuse me, and it doesn't hurt when I do it that way. So I'm not giving myself the shot yet. I'm gonna do it probably in the next like 30 minutes. Hi D. I'll be giving myself the shot in like the next 20, 30, or my husband will be doing the shot in the next 30 minutes. So I am going to place this bottle, like I stated before, under my breast to warm it up to thin out the liquid because it is thick, and you don't want to inject a thick liquid like this because it can cause um, it to sit under your skin, and it can cause knots and could be very painful, or it could leak back out, and you don't want that to happen. So I will be placing this under my chi-chi and letting it sit there for the next 25 minutes or so. And then I'll be showing how I draw up the medication, and then I will also show my husband administering the medication. But for now, I'm going to put this under my breast. I'm going to put the hot water bottle right here on this hip and let it kind of soften up that area so that it doesn't hurt. It's going to be a really quick shot. But I will be having to do these shots every 3 days. And then once I get my lab work completed on Wednesday, I'll know Thursday how much more I have to take of this every 3 days. And then I'll know when I have to start progesterone shots, which will be an everyday shot. These would be 3 times or every 3 days. So at least twice a week, but depending, because every day or every week it'll change which day it has to be done on. And then, but the progesterone shots are every day. I do also have progesterone suppositories, but I can't show you guys that part because they're vaginal insertions, and I'm not getting flagged, and I won't show those parts of my body anyways. So let's get this. You guys are going to think I'm crazy, but we're going to put this up under here, and it's going to heat up for the next 25 minutes or so. And then I'm going to put the hot water bottle on my hip, and it's just like a regular water bottle that I don't drink out of. So hopefully none of you guys think that I'm being gross and like, oh, I'm going to drink out of that bottle later, because I'm not. But here's my Sharps container that I will dispose of, the needles in as well. This is very, very hot water. I actually heated it up. So I'm just going to stick it on my hip. I usually will not use a towel or anything. I want it as hot as possible. So you can sit right here. I will be getting another heating pack later to put it on there. I have a heating pack that you can like put in the microwave or whatever, but I want direct skin contact. I was able to start these shots today simply because, thank you, hun. I'm starting these shots now. Like, I was hoping to have started them sooner, but I can finally start them now because I was previously placed on birth control to regulate my cycle. I sure did, honey. And now look, I didn't sweat it out my hair. I need to do it all over again, but whatever. But I was previously on birth control, so that way I could regulate my cycle so that they can do the transfer at a specific time. So they knew exactly when things were going to happen. So I did take the birth control for 2 weeks, which stopped me from having a cycle when I was supposed to. So my cycle started today. And so they said first day of my cycle, what they did was they put me in something called down retrograding, which meant that taking the birth control pills put me in like a menopause pretty much. And they wanted that to happen so that my body would be where they wanted it to be. So now that it's where they wanted it to be and I started my cycle, I stopped the birth control pills Monday. So they said it was going to take a couple of days for my cycle to come down. So it did. Sorry if that's TMI for some of you guys, but this is for educational purposes, not to be graphic or gross or anything else. And if we're all adults here, we can all be mature about it. So, anyways, like I was saying, my cycle started today. So now that my cycle has started, I'm able to start my hormone shots. And so we're starting off with the estrogen. And then, like I said, I go and get the blood work done next Wednesday. I'll get the results next Thursday. Next Thursday, I'll get the extended part of my calendar, which will tell me how much more estrogen I have to take and for how long. Really, it's the whole first trimester. So prior to transfer and throughout the first trimester. And then I will also be taking progesterone shots every day, and there will be progesterone vaginal suppositories. But the vaginal suppositories that you get can also be taken orally. So I'm gonna try to see if I could take those orally instead of the suppositories, because I'm not with that. But you got to do what you got to do in order to have a successful pregnancy for this family. If you guys are just coming in and you guys see this right here, I do have a hot water bottle. This is not a water bottle that I drink out of, but I have a hot water bottle on my hip where I will be doing the shot. I'll show you on the other side where the shot will be. It's on the outside upper quadrant of your buttock. And it's done there. So that way it's intramuscular. So this is extremely hot. Like, your phone charged?
Says 17.
Oh, you can put it on the charger. I'm not doing it yet. Um, it is intramuscular, so it works the way it's supposed to. Um, that way we can guarantee that, or we could at least try to guarantee that the pregnancy is successful. So this is for a family. I will never disclose who the family is. I never also will disclose how much money I am awarded for doing this. But, um, this is a deserving family. They want a baby. I'm here to help them with that. This is not my first time doing this. For anybody who's new, this is my third surrogacy journey. So I had a baby in 2020, in June of 2020. I had a baby last October. So this child will probably be born around August or September of next year. I love the process. It can be long. It can be kind of frustrating sometimes, but I definitely love the process. I love being pregnant. I just don't want any more children of my own right now. I love the labor. I love being able to help a family. And so, what best way to kind of get everything that I want by being pregnant, going through labor, doing all of these things without having to keep the kid at the end? Surrogate. That's how you do it. So, if anybody is, looking to be a surrogate, you can definitely inbox me. I have a lot of information, agencies, contact information, things like that. If anybody is looking to have a surrogate because you may have infertility issues, you're single and you want a kid, you may be in a gay couple situation, whatever, then by all means. We do need a girl, Gina, but talk to your cousin about that. I have no control over that. Now, he wants another child, so I have control over that part, but I have no control over what gender it is. So we'll try, but not right now. I'm trying to make this money because I got bills. So, like I said, in the next probably about maybe 15 minutes, we'll be drawing up the medication. I'll show you guys how I do that. And then he'll be administering the shot. But yeah, like I said, if you guys are interested in becoming a surrogate, if you know somebody who needs a surrogate, or if you are if you want to be the surrogate, or if you are the intended parent, or as we say it in surrogacy world, the IP, then, if you have questions about it, if you want to know more about the process, definitely hit the follow button. This page is, dedicated to stuff like that. I do other stuff too, but it's definitely dedicated to the surrogacy, the process. So you guys will be here um, from now until I'll probably go live when I give birth. What's the process if you need a surrogate? So there are agencies that you can go through. Most people go through agencies simply because of the legality, all the legal processes. You don't want to ever be in a situation where you just ask somebody to be your surrogate and they're like, yeah, and then they take your child, or something like that, something crazy like you see in the movies or whatever. So there are agencies that you can talk to. They will help you go through the whole process of getting hooked up with a surrogate. I can say being an intended parent is extremely pricey from what I've seen and heard. Yes, it is. Being an intended parent can run you anywhere between $100 to maybe $200,000 or $300,000. So I've heard. I don't know those exact figures, and it also depends on where you're at, if that's the actual cost. So, if you live in California or a more expensive state, it's probably going to run you more. If you're dealing with an agency that's based in one of those areas, it's going to run you more. Because you have to think about it. Those costs you're paying the agency for providing someone to give you a child. You're also paying for your egg retrieval if you are giving up your egg or in your sperm or whatever. Like if you're in a heterosexual relationship, but you have the eggs, he has the sperm, you guys just can't, it's just not vibing, or you can't carry or whatever. You have to pay for the embryo transfer or the extraction of the eggs. You have to also pay for the freezing of the eggs, and I think for however long is there, you got to pay for that. I don't know that for certain. You're also covering the cost of anything for the surrogate. So you're paying for the surrogate's monthly compensation, their base pay, and whatever their base pay is, they get paid a monthly compensation. But you're paying for their life insurance, their health insurance, or if they have health insurance that covers it, you're reimbursing them for using their own health insurance to cover the pregnancy. You're also paying for any travel expenses. You're paying for maternity clothes. You're paying for medication. All of this medication and stuff that I have to take, you got to pay for it as an intended parent. You pay for my lawyer. You pay for my partner's travel if I have a partner traveling with me. You also pay for my hotels, my food, my travel, in regards to like a Uber or a Lyft or a rental car, gas reimbursement for traveling to the doctor over a certain amount of miles. You can also cover maid services for me, childcare for my child if I need to have that. You are covering a lot. So as an intended parent, it's not just you're paying for someone to have your baby. It's a lot that goes into it. You have to have emergency money in a trust fund. And before they even really start the legal process, or before they start doing any of that other stuff, you have to have a certain amount of money in that trust account before you can even get started. Like, signing the legal contract, the surrogate gets some kind of funds for that. Usually, not with everybody, but usually you get some kind of funds for starting that part. That part you get funds. Hey, Tara. I'm sorry. Hey, Tyra. Then you also get funds for it's a monthly stipend that covers your medication, any kind of prescriptions, alcohol swabs, whatever you need, it covers that. Like I said, money also covers maternity clothes. There's a set budget for maternity clothes. The once the or you're paying for like my lab work, you're paying for everything. Oh, thank you, honey. I appreciate it. anything that involves me, an intended parent would pay for. Also, like I said, if you have a significant other that's traveling with you that takes off time to be at the hospital when you have the baby or goes on, some kind of leave to help you or whatever, you're paying for my lost wages, you're paying for their lost wages, things like that. So it all adds up. So it can be a very expensive process for someone who is an intended parent. As a surrogate, the way that the money works, most people want to know, because of course, to most people, that's the most important part. Most people want to know, well, do I get it all in one payment or do I get it at the end, or how does this work? Well, as an intended parent, as a surrogate, you really don't start getting any funds until after legal is signed. Once legal has been signed, you may get a monthly stipend depending on who your agency is. And then from there, it kind of just, the ball starts rolling. Once you start medication, you will get a reimbursement for that. I'll put it that way. I don't want to say you get paid for it or whatever, but you get a reimbursement for the medication cost. You get a reimbursement for transfer. You get a reimbursement. Hey D. You get a reimbursement for little stuff like that. If you have to travel to the doctors, you have to go see a MFM, which is a maternal fetal medicine doctor, because no matter what you do as a surrogate in the beginning of your surrogacy, you see a MFM because you're considered high risk. So, D, you're not here to give me my shot. That's okay. Arthur's doing it. But what else is it? But once you confirm that you're pregnant, you're doing all the blood work, all of those things, you're not really sad. Then once you go and get your HCG check, you confirm you're pregnant. A couple weeks later, you're going to go back to the doctor, your MFM, to get an ultrasound to confirm heartbeat. Once you confirm heartbeat, usually, depending on the agency, the first of the following month is when you start receiving. No, don't leave. You start receiving your monthly stipend. Hey, Darren. So you'll do your monthly stipend is 10% of whatever your base pay is. So for simple math, for people who don't like math, can't add, subtract, multiply, or divide, basic math. Let's say your base pay is $50,000. Yep, I'm back at it. If your base pay is $50,000, then once you confirm heartbeat the first of the following month or the 15th of the following month, or however your agency has it set up, you will receive 10% of that. So you will receive $5,000 in whatever account you want it to be put in for continuing the pregnancy. If you have multiples, sometimes there's an additional extra added bonus in there. And it depends on, like, if you have twins, you get, this is not an exact figure because I'm just throwing numbers out there so you get an idea. But if you have twins, you may get an extra $5,000 for that twin. Or if you have triplets, now you get an extra $10,000 for those. Yep, number 3. And then, what else? So you get that. If you have to have a C-section, you get additional money. If you have to have amniocentesis, you can get some extra money for that. If you have to downsize in the amount of children that you are carrying, you get some money for that. If you have to terminate the pregnancy in whole, you get some money for that. If you lose a fallopian tube, you get money for that. If you have to have a partial hysterectomy, you get money for that. If you have to have a total hysterectomy, you get money for that. I think I said C-section already, but if I didn't, if you have a C-section, you get some money for that. So it all kind of just depends. I will tell him, wait, baby, he ain't got no money, he broke. He ain't got no money. I wish he did, so then he could have me too, because we all sitting here looking crazy. So that's just kind of how that works. Most people, that's the most important part to them is, how's this money work? I love you too. I'll call you later, or I'll call you tomorrow. But that's just part of it. So, if anybody wants to know more about surrogacy or whatever, definitely let me know. Like I said, I'm taking you guys on this whole journey. So some of my videos may be lives of me doing my shots or getting it administered and all that kind of stuff. Some videos, some may just be video of the shot, of the process, of me going to the doctor. A lot of the time, like, you're not allowed to record in the lab, and you're not allowed to record in some doctor's appointments. Now, if I tell them I'm recording because I'm doing this for the parents, they may allow me to record, but usually in doctor's offices, because of malpractice issues or whatever could probably arise, or if there's, a complication or God forbid or anything like that, then they don't let you do all that. Excuse me. So that's how that goes. Of course, like I said, before we do any of this, everything will be sanitized. And that's how we go. I showed most people, I have the estrogen. It's a tiny little bottle. It is literally right here under my breast. I am putting it under my breast so that it can heat up, because it's a thick oil. So it's under my breast to kind of have that natural body heat, to cool, to thin out. So when it's injected, it doesn't leave like a knot or a lump under my skin, or cause any kind of pain or anything like that. Also, when it's thinner like that, it flows and you just kind of massage it in. You keep it pushing with your life. You never want it to leave. Like, eventually after doing the shot so long, you will receive lumps and knots and bruises and things like that. But you don't want it to do that and then it leaks the medication out, because you need that medication to keep you pregnant and do what you need to do to have your levels where they need to be for a transfer and for a healthy pregnancy. So this is really, really hot water. It's so hot, it literally is burning. But it's so hot that I don't feel it anymore, all at the same time. So in just a minute, it's after 8 o'clock. So in just a minute, I'm gonna set this up and I'll show you. My husband is playing his game, but he'll be the one administering it. So let me go wash my hands real quick and I'll show you how we're gonna do this. And yes, I have this. This is not a drinking water bottle that I drink out of, just in case anybody's coming in. I don't drink out of this water bottle. I just have it on my hip so that we can have the hot water bottle until I go get my heating pack, because I ain't feel like getting it. Hold, please. All right, y'all. Okay, so I'm back. All right, so my hands are clean. They have been washed. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this out. Everything here is sterile. And then I'm gonna show you guys how we're gonna do this. So I'm not grabbing where the needle goes on. I'm just gonna pull it out from here. So I will be doing 0.5, which is literally that much. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's not a lot at all. I pull this down now because I have to insert the air into the bottle to draw the medication out. So that way, this ring light got a major glare. But I do that so that way when you push the air in and you pull the medication out, you don't get as many or any air bubbles. So that part is marked. I'm just gonna set it back in here real quick. This is the needle that I'm gonna use to draw the medication out. And I'll open this up real quick. Like I said, I do not touch that part. And I'm just gonna go ahead and screw it on. So I don't know if y'all can see how thick, I can pull it off because I'm not touching it, but this is a pretty thick needle to draw up the medication. Okay, so I'm just gonna put that back like this. Like I said, I have the medication under my breast, so I have alcohol swabs here. I am going to clean everything. I'm gonna open this up. Y'all gonna see me dig up in here, and that's cool. But I don't know if you guys seen it earlier. This was very, very thick. It is no longer thick. It's like water now. This has a safety cap on it. It's never been opened. So I'm gonna pop this safety cap off just like that. And I'm going to clean this bottle. And I'm gonna clean it very well, so that way I can administer the medication. Now, what I normally do is I clean the bottle off, I'll draw up the medication, and then I clean it again and put it back in the bottle. If you don't wish to see this, you don't have to be here. This is for educational purposes, so, and anybody who's interested in surrogacy. So if you're not interested, that's fine. You don't have to watch. So I'm gonna withdraw the medication from here with this needle, and then we're gonna switch to another needle to administer, okay? So we're gonna pull this off. And like I said, I've already marked where I need to get the medication, so I'm gonna push the air inside. So you can do it like this. You're not gonna go all the way to the top because you don't want to. And I'm gonna push the air in just like that. And then so what I'm gonna do is draw the medication down, and you can see it, and that's way more than I need, so I'm gonna push it back up, and you see that air bubble? You don't want that. So I got what I needed. We're gonna put the cap back on here, like that. Set this down. Now, there's no air bubble in here, but I see one in the pink part of the needle. And I don't need that part anymore. So there's no air bubble in here. So what I'm going to do is dispose of this in that sharps container. That's gone. And I'm going to open up another alcohol swab and clean this off, because now I have used it and we want to make sure it's always sterilized. So now that that's cleaned off, I immediately always put it back in the box so that it cannot get contaminated. So we set that aside. So now I have this pack or thing or needle. Once again, I do not touch that part because that is sterile. And I've placed this back in here so it doesn't touch anything. And I just screw that on. So now this is ready to administer. And we're good to go there. And then of course, we'll use these to clean off my hip area, which is good and numb. And so my husband, I'll clean it or he'll clean it, doesn't matter. Somebody will clean it. It's really like a small area. Rub it with a alcohol swab, 1, 2, 3, boop. And then you just rub it with another alcohol swab and then we're done. So it's really, really a quick process. Some days I will have to do 2 of these. So starting next week, I'll have to go to the one line. And once I go to the one line after that, I don't know where it's going to go. It just kind of depends on what my lab work says of how much I have to do of this, but this will be every 3 days. And then my calendar that they give me will tell me my progesterone shots and when I start those, and those will be daily. And all of these shots, this and the progesterone shot, will be until the end of my first trimester. So probably until the end of February. And then after that, I'll be good to go. So, we're going to get ready to do the shot in just a moment. It's really interesting. So if anybody has any questions up till this point, I'm more than happy to answer them. If anybody has any interest in it, like I said, you're more than welcome to, DM me. You're more than welcome to, comment or whatever, and I'll definitely answer any questions that you have. So I think I'm going to drop this down a little bit. Yeah, that should be good. You still eating, baby? Oh, he's drinking.
No.
What are you talking about? Hey. Some women have barred wounds cursed by God. Who am I to change that? I'm not trying to change anything anybody got going. I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about. Mama, what are you doing? Your child is about to give me my shot. We ready. He's playing 2K right now, though.
Alright, y'all come.
He coming. Some piece of something was just floating. Oh, what'd you have for dinner? Because I'm hungry. I didn't eat anything yet.
You said you wouldn't eat.
I know, but now I'm hungry. Okay, so I have my alcohol swab, and I'm just gonna do it like I have it looks like bruises, but that's from past shots. I've done this 3 times. It ain't nothing. Mama on here.
I know, I heard you tell.
So he's gonna do this. You had a burrito. Ooh, from where? That sounds good.
Where you want it?
I did it like right here.
Like right in this area right here?
Mm-hmm.
Something like right there?
Yeah, sure.
Alright. 1, 2, 3.
So then he put it in. That didn't sound right.
Only you.
And I just pushed the medication in. It was that quick. Oh. And then stuff like this, you bleed sometimes.
You got tissue over there?
Huh?
You got tissue over there?
I got alcohol swabs. So, it doesn't bother me that I bled. Like, it happens. Whatever. I need you to peel. Oh, never mind. So, I just put pressure on it. And I got an alcohol swab here, and he just gave me some tissue. But I'm just going to press on it. And see, I also take baby aspirin. And so, huh?
Just twist off the top, right?
Uh-huh. So since I take, both of them go in there. Since I take baby aspirin, of course, aspirin is going to thin out your blood some. So, whatever. But we're done with that. I'm going to It's blood. Look, whatever. Thanks. And then you just rub. And I massage this in so that it... Oh, you checked everything? Thank you.
Yeah.
So that it spreads. And
I probably should put it back in there.
I don't think there are any under there. I gotta bring some more up. And then we're good, people. And then we'll do this again in 3 days. So. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's how quick it is. So, we're done. And I will holler at y'all later. Okay, bye.